This is the second video of how to produce or make the Mjolnir hammer keyring for 3D printing. It's a basic 3D print, but we're going to look at some slightly more intricate and delicate features of Autodesk Fusion 360 in this video. So in the previous video we got to this stage, and today we're going to look at trying to produce some of these parts on the handle as well as some of these shapes around here. And it might seem quite simple to put some shapes on the handle, but it's going to involve a few steps. And we're also going to be looking at this history tree or the history path along the bottom down here, and we're going to start to manipulate that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start by manipulating that, and we're going to roll back the last few parts we made. As you can see, if I drag this time point on here, I can go back a few steps, and I'm going to go back to this point here. And this gives us just our handle. Everything we've done last time is still there, it's just been paused and we've gone backwards in time almost. Because what we need to do is we need to add some more shapes to this that we can manipulate. So I am actually going to right click on that surface, and I'm going to create a sketch. And I can see my handle here, and I'm going to create a circle a little bit wider than the handle. So the handle is 10, I'm probably going to come out 12, I think 12 is a good distance for this. And I can finish my sketch and I can move around. Now we've done extrusion already, that's the easy part. What we're going to do now is extrude but offset it and then add some features to it. So I'm going to do my extrusion. I'm going to extrude this 5mm up, but then where it says start profile plane, that means where do I want the extrusion, the 3D part, to start from? Well, I want to offset it. So I want this to start 8mm away from where I've drawn it. If I type 8 there, you can see that's now jumped. It's no longer on the sketch, it's away from the sketch. And this is a great tool for being able to draw on a surface but project your extrusion and project what it is you're doing. I'm going to start by pressing OK there, and now I want to manipulate this bit here. Now I've got two options. I could draw on this surface and go forward, or I could draw in the middle of it and come either way. I'm liking going in the middle of it, and we done that last time, so we'll do that again. So to do that, I'm going to make my origins visible. I'm going to press sketch, and can I rotate around? I can rotate around and catch my origin. If you can't, don't forget you can click in the origins folder and find the origin you're looking for. I'm going to make that invisible now just for ease, and we're going to look at adding that curved shape on here. So I'm going to have some curved bits I'm going to cut away. So I want to make a recess in the middle up here and cut off these corners here, but do it quite nicely. So for that I'm going to use the arc tool and the 3-point arc. I'm going to go from halfway down, which is approximately here. Now if I look, I can use my grids to help me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, that's halfway at 5. But I don't want to come all the way into the centre. I want to come, I'm probably going to say, looks like approximately 2/3. And then I'm going to choose a radius for this curve. I don't want to come all the way across to there. I think that's too, no, that could work actually. I quite like that. Okay, we'll go with that. And now I need to do one coming down here. So funny enough, my halfway point, I can actually snap to that and put it on here. Although for some reason it's not letting me snap to the point on that line there. So I need to make my life a bit easier. Go over to my line tool. I'm going to draw a construction line. So activate construction. And I'll draw a construction line going all the way across from side to side. And then green tick. And that one's done. I'm going to go back to my arc tool. And hovering over that line there, I'm going to go onto this line. And there we go, it's snapping to that point there. Now I need to decide how far across and down I want to go. And this is all down to artistic preference. I'm thinking that looks like about a quarter of the way down and about a quarter of the way from centre, which looks quite nice. And it's about choosing the arc. So that looks like it's concentric with the other one, but I think that's too much. I might bring it out to about there. I can always edit this. And I've just noticed I've made a mistake. And if you spotted it, well done. I'm going to press the escape button to deselect the line tool, or the curve tool. Click on the line I've drawn and deselect construction line. This is a very common mistake to make when you're flitting between construction and non-construction lines. I've got these two curves here and I want these on the same side. And drawing them again leads the option for, or the opportunity for, errors. So instead I'm going to mirror them. The mirror tool is here, or you can find it in the create list, mirror. And it wants me to select my objects, so I'll select that line and that line. And a mirror line. I haven't got a mirror line yet, so I need to come out of that and draw a mirror line. With my line tool I can select center line. And center is here. Now you notice when I hover over this point on my drawing, I've not just got the X, but I've got a little triangle. That triangle tells me that's the center point of the line you're hovering on. So I can click on that and go straight down. It doesn't matter if I stop the line here or down here or all the way at the bottom of the screen if I really want to. It's always going to be a line in the center no matter how long it is. I'm going to deselect center line just so I don't make that same mistake again. Mirror tool. Select the parts I want to mirror, and you can see them being projected over here, giving me an indication or simulation of what I'm going to get when I press OK, because it's already detected that there is my mirror line. And OK. If yours doesn't detect the mirror line, select the select option on mirror line and manually add it. And then you can press OK. I now need to add a few more short lines. So with my line tool, and just double checking I'm not on center line or construction, I need to add those two lines there, the same on this side. I could have done this beforehand and mirrored these as well, but I chose not to. And adding these lines on here. Now this isn't always strictly necessary in Fusion. One of the great features about Fusion is it can actually interpret where there is a shape that other softwares don't always pick up. But I think it's a good habit to actually block out your shapes so you know for definite what it is you're trying to either extrude or cut away from. I can exit that sketch, and now I can go on to the next feature that I would like to do here. Now right now it looks like a couple of weird shapes in the middle of my handle. That's fine. We are going to press extrude, and I can select each of those parts. And again, we're going to go symmetrical, and we're going to drag it out way past where it needs to go. Fusion has detected that we're extruding a shape through other solid features, and therefore it's chosen the operation cut. If it doesn't do this, you can manually choose operation cut, because if I'd done join, it would give me new bodies. By having cut, it's removing material. That's what I want to do in this scenario, so I press OK, and I have that. Now, hold your horses. I know what many of you will be thinking. You've got holes in the middle there. That's not right. Don't worry, I have a plan. Before we fix that, we've got two more steps to do. So firstly, we need to smooth this out. It looks okay, but we can make this a bit nicer. And we're going to do this in two steps. We're going to use the fillet tool again, and I'm going to select each of these lines along here, and I need to come around the other side to get these two parts here, and I'll do the bottom one separately, and I need to choose a radius for these. So I want to try, we'll try 5 for now. And 5 is not working. It doesn't like 5. This line here does not like 5. Does it like 1? Okay, 1's coming out good. Does it like 2? 2's coming out okay. How about 3? 3's coming out right, but you can see now here where the fillets are merging together, and it doesn't like the overlap here. So when I go to 4, 4 is where it stops. 3.5. 3.5 looks okay, but you can see I'm getting errors coming up along here as well now. So 3 is probably about our limit on this top surface up here. And you can see I'm getting issues around here. And this is something that I could go back and edit by editing the original sketch, or I can try and change parts along here. But this is going to disappear, so I'm not worried about that. I'll press OK, and I'm going to do another fillet. Now, I can do it in the same action, but I like to keep these separate. So I'm going to select this part here, and the same on the opposite side. So let's add some curves here. How far in do we want to go? So I'm going to, so we're at 3 there. And what I'm really looking for here is these 2 bits to get as close to each other as they can, because it gives it a nice smooth curvature. And there are no flat spots on the bottom. So that's 3.25, let's try 3.5, very close. We can maybe up that to 3.6, ooh, 3.65, ooh, 3.66, 3.67, oh, it all goes together there, but as you can see, we lose the bottom. So 3.66 is probably our limit, or we can stick to 3.5 and have a small flat spot there. We can always work with that, and I think that might add a little bit of an extra feature there. So we'll go for 3.5, and you can see how you can quickly change and edit your design based on this, and you can tweak it and adjust it, and you can make it quite entertaining and give you a bit more design flair and a bit more uniqueness. Press OK, and we have that part. Now we're nearly done for this bit, but we've got the next step, and this is where things get fun. I want to select that fillet on this history tree, and then holding control, I'm going to select the fillet I've done beforehand, and the extrusion, and the other extrusion. So everything we've done in this video, I've just selected. And I'm going to go to create pattern and rectangular pattern. And it's got my features here. I've got 4 selected features. I could have just selected the pattern and then manually added these features in, but I like to select them beforehand so I know what I'm doing. It now wants me to select an axis. Now what I want is that blue axis here, because that is my vertical axis. That's actually my Z axis here. So I can click on that, and that gives me my pattern. So I'm now going to drag this up here manually, and we'll put it, I think 60 looks good, and I can add my parts into here, and you can see that I've now got 6 of them spread across, and I think that looks quite nice. I'm quite happy with that. Yep, that's good. I can press OK, and everything has just repeated itself. If I'd not selected all of it, I'd have had perhaps just the main original extrusion here, where it was a cylinder repeated, and I then had to repeat everything in turn. By selecting them all at once, I've only had to do it once, I've done the work once, and I've now got repeats. But as I'm sure you're screaming at the screen right now, there are massive holes in your handle. I know, don't worry. So the last thing we need to do before we bring back all our work from last time is click on that top surface, press extrude, drag my extrude all the way down. I know it says cut, it's gone red, it's making everything disappear. Change cut to join, press OK, and I now have my solid handle back. I can now roll forward my history, and we've got a Mjolnir hammer with some very fancy handle designs on it, and I think they look quite nice. Okay, that's video 2. In the next video, we're going to start looking at putting some designs on here and how to create some nice detailed embossing, and we'll look at the what appears to be simple but is actually very complex design that goes on this bit here. So that is that video. Good luck.